Everybody, it's me, the person that edits all of these podcasts. Hi, I exist. So normally the post shows are reserved for paying patrons, but we thought this one was so entertaining and engaging that we decided that we'd just drop it on the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed on Patreon, this is what you get. You get about like an hour of extra AFA, but after hours pretty much content every single week. So you know it's worth. Yeah. Have fun, gang. I'm gonna go do other stuff. By other stuff, I mean editing more pod. It's all I do.
I've got a handful in my hands tonight, boys.
Yeah, you do.
Look like
you put us on the other side of the table. That was a mistake.
I feel very
That
threatened.
was a mistake.
In the frame. I feel good.
Dude, this framing is great.
Yeah, it's hey Adam, you're fucking welcome. Welcome back to the pod
Hi,
show.
Adam.
Our bladders are empty, our beers are full. Welcome back, baby. Baby.
Oh my
it's
god,
us.
can we do it? Can we do it?
What's up?
I'm so excited.
Yo, here's what's up. So Aron's been trapped in this room all day playing a fucking video game. Research, baby. This is our
Yes.
job. This is how we make some money.
Absolutely.
He's
Lightning
been playing
research.
the fucking Outer Worlds video game. I am so horny for this video game. We've got to talk about it. This is going to be a fucking long post show.
Yep.
Let's start really quickly. I don't know. Okay, so first of all, I think we should set some ground rules. So spoilers up to Monarch.
Okay.
Because he's...
Can I be an absolute like fucking coy bastard with like everything that happens after?
Yeah.
Monarch?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
dog.
So I'm allowed to do that?
dog.
Good.
Yeah,
Tease it
dog.
out.
Yeah, dog. You were like, hey, listen, I don't
So
want to...
basically, because I don't
want to tell you
you
what
guys are up to
happens.
Monarch.
Well, I'm at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to finish the.
Mate, you're like halfway.
Well,
Well, he's done every
I
fucking
saw you.
side.
Well-
He's done
You're
every
like
fucking
halfway.
side. He's not halfway. He's not even that.
You've got
He-
a lot of
the
quests.
sh- the
This
sh-
quest's a
Listen,
long.
listen, the
They're
gunship
fucking
ain't even in
long.
the picture yet. He's not even halfway done.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is what we're gonna. So spoilers up to Monarch. So if you're listening to this and you've played up to Monarch, you're
Good.
gravy, baby.
You're gravy,
Because
baby.
there's some stuff that I think we should pick into. But first,
Oh,
of all,
yeah.
what the fuck do y'all think about this video game? That's very good.
Who wants to go first?
Yo, you were horny about it before. Tell me
you go
about it.
first.
I enjoy this video game.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hi,
It's
my name
fun.
is Benjamin. This is my book report.
So I bought it. When did I buy it? I think I bought it on like Saturday. Played it a bit on Saturday. Played it a bit on Sunday. Got incredibly sick Sunday night. But it was the kind of thing where I was like,
No, it was like a lot.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was okay, but I was like decent by Monday. Like I could get up and like walk around and like survive on my own as a human being.
Uh-huh.
So I spent the entire day playing The Outer Worlds.
That's like all. You know what? You know what's the best salve for any illness? Good video games.
Dude, absolutely.
Tell you
Such a shady coincidence.
Yeah.
Outer
Tuesday-
Worlds comes out.
You think that's
Ben is
I didn't take the
mysteriously
Friday off.
ill.
I didn't
take
I
Friday
took the
off.
Friday off.
Yeah, I didn't take the Friday off.
I took the fucking Friday off. I was like, you know what? Okay, here's what happened. In my defense, all right, I was not going to take the Friday off. I was like, I'm going to be a grown adult. I'm going to play this video game when it comes out.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was like, I'm taking Friday off, and I was like, so Friday morning, I was like, hello, boss.
Hello,
I'm
boss.
sick.
Ring a ding ding.
I was like, I can't come in today. I have to play a very good video game.
Yeah.
Because my
This-
girlfriend's in bed.
How much faith Dave has
so-
that his boss does not watch.
This is for
the show.
Patreons only. Also, I don't have a job next year, so it doesn't matter.
So
I'm
I
out.
I
a long
absolutely love this video game.
It's so
for
good.
so many reasons. The writing this is one
Give
of
me,
the
give me
few
the
games.
top notes.
The writing.
Yeah.
I've laughed out loud at this video game.
I've cackled.
I actively go to find terminals and I read everything because
They're
it's
so
so funny.
good.
I would always just like ignore terminals and like because of that I would ignore like the hacking skills and like I'm like fuck persuasion, that sucks. But like in this game, my character is like full hacking, full persuasion, like full lying, full intimidate because it's just so much fun to fuck with people.
I was saying to Ben that I was saying to you the other day that
Yeah.
one of the things I've done with my character is I've committed to the Alex Hawthorne line. So for those of you who haven't played it, basically like when you start the game, the ship that you inherit is from Captain Alexander Hawthorne, and one of the things you can
Literally
do.
the funniest like they
sorry,
open with one of the funniest jokes.
So he's there to collect you and then ferry you to wherever.
Yeah.
And he's got the landing beacon that's for
beacon.
your pod.
Yeah.
So the instruction is plant the beacon and then
And
the
then
pub
move
will end.
away.
But he's holding the
He's
beacon,
holding the beacon.
and you crush him to
You
death.
slam
The
him.
first thing that happens in the game is you get out of your pod, and his corpse is
This
beneath
is
your
the dude,
pod.
but, like,
Yeah.
You're just like, this is gonna be a
So-
good fucking
and-
video
And now-
game.
so you inherit his ship.
You never see his face either.
Well, you don't need to.
You don't need to. No.
Well, because his face is mangled under the.
Also,
pod.
yeah.
Alex is a gender-neutral name. It could be a woman.
So-
Yes.
what I get-
Alexander.
I think it is
Alexander
implied
is
to
not.
be a
Well, Alex,
man,
they
but
never
do
say
use
Alexander.
male.
It's always Alex. But so one of the lies that the game lets you commit early on is to pretend that you're Captain Alex Hawthorne. And a lot
you
of
kind of have to.
well, listen, a lot of
Like,
you
they
don't have
encourage
to.
it at the start.
Yeah, well, because it's fun, and then someone calls you out on it, you're like, you know what, that's dumb.
You're like, you're right, yeah.
And I went, no. It's not dumb. I am Alex Hawthorne. And the entire game, I've role played this game in such a way where any dialogue option that has
Well-
my character's name in it, I won't choose because I want everyone to think I'm Alex
Have you
Hawthorne.
met the character who is literally like best friends with
Yeah.
Alex?
Udon?
And you still.
Real commit. I killed him.
Okay, so
He
I
knew
guess,
too much.
So that's literally your character. Your character is just you're Alex Hawthorne.
Well, I'm playing this. My kind of my.
We still
OG
need to
of
go.
this.
We still need to go around saying.
We're
what
gonna
we
get
think about
we're
the
gonna
game.
get that. We're gonna get
damn
that.
it.
But like so
So
it's so good.
unfocused.
So what I've done is I'm protecting my identities. So I'm like this faceless bounty hunter.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say I only take jobs that
So
pay.
you have
pay
helmet.
cash for
You
killing.
have helmets enabled. I take it.
Well, just for me. And
Just for
I
you.
look real spooky.
Okay, so you disable it for
For everyone
companions?
else, but it's
Yeah,
me.
good.
Like no one knows who I am. They all think I'm Alex Hawthorne. So anyone that knows my real identity knows I'm not that I have to kill. That's like a thing I'm playing with, and it's quite problematic because it's hard to kill people in this game where they exist in that kind of like they'll sit by a window for the rest of their entire life. So you have to kill everyone around them, and then it's like I've killed half the people on the station. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm playing. Sorry. Okay. Yes. This video game is so fucking good. So you drop in and then you kill him, and there is an option to lie. And it turns out if you just keep lying about it, the game lets you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no person has been like, I don't believe you. They've been like, I don't believe you. And I've been like, well, I have 50 persuade, you dipshit. I am Alex Hawthorne.
Oh my god, you're literally playing as that fucking D&D character that an ex-friend that we will not name played as, where he just maxed out his bluff stat and would
That was
literally
a hard
be
game
like,
to DM, yeah.
yeah, that would have been hard for you,
'Cause he-
but it's hard
'cause-
playing it.
'cause he walked
He'd be
up to a
like, I
guard-
steal your money. You're like, no, and he's just like, I lie. And you're like, fuck, no,
It was
what?
hard work. I had to kill him in a horrible way. It's fine. But no, I think that's definitely where this game finds its strength, is using those role-playing mechanics to fucking hysterical effect.
Just
the writing
so funny.
is... I cackled in the first 3 hours. Like, I legitimately, like my partner was like, she walks in right now. I'm in that opening section where you've just landed. You kind of go through and you kill the first marauders, which we'll get to.
Yep.
You kill the first marauders. You get to the town and you walk into the fucking town. And the first person who stops you is like the grave digger, and he's like, "Business is booming, baby," and I fucking lost it. I was like, "This town's fucked." He was like, and he has like a hierarchical, like bureaucratic grave digger title.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
he's like a junior in humor.
I fucking
Yes.
lost
And you're
it.
like, junior,
and he's
junior
like-
in humor.
He's like,
What?
I'm too busy to talk. There's too much business. I cried laughing.
Yeah, okay. So my favorite joke. Can we just go?
Yeah,
Sorry. My
sorry.
favorite joke.
We're still on Ben. We'll
My
get there.
favorite
We'll get
joke.
there. We'll get there. It's fine.
The fucking so you go to the first town and you learn about this. You learn about this person who is, and this is partly the grave digger. You've learned that this person's paying someone else's grave fees
Yep.
Yeah.
because they committed suicide, and like, first of all, committing suicide is like vandalism.
It's
in this
because
world
you're destroying
you're-
company property.
destroying
because your company
Yeah.
property. The fucking the closest living relative. Did you guys
Was
get
their
that line?
boss? Yeah.
No. So her boss was you're talking to this person, and she's like, "Yeah, I was the closest living relative, so I have to pay the fees." And you're like, "Oh, that sucks." And she's like, "Yeah, but he was a fucking asshole anyway. He fucking committed suicide. What a dirtbag." You're like,
Yeah.
"That's not a good thing to talk about your relative." And she's like, "No, I wasn't related to him." You're like, "What?" She was like, "I was the closest living person relative to his body at his time of death."
Relative. Oh.
And I lost my goddamn mind because it's delivered dead flat.
Yeah,
and she was just
absolutely.
like, I was the closest living person relative to his body, therefore I have to pay his grave fees.
That's
and I was
amazing.
like, What the fuck?
There's a conceit in this game that doesn't work in Borderlands where you can make the dumbest shit you want. Like, that stuff is fucking hysterical. As long as the people in the world take it seriously, Borderlands is like, everyone's in on the jokes, it's not funny.
Yeah.
This is like the opposite, where everyone is like, space is choice.
Everyone's dead set on believing.
Let
the
me sell you a
dogma that
fucking
they're
moon
gonna-
hat, you dipshit.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron, tell me about it.
So
Sorry,
what do
okay.
you think? What character you're playing? What's your favorite joke? Because apparently that's the segment
okay,
we're doing.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
Overall,
What was your favorite
I've
thing?
had such a pleasurable time playing this game.
I want to clarify. I'm cutting you off, but so the situation that's happened is for both of us to play it. Aaron currently doesn't have a working system that can play this video game. So what's happened is I've fallen on the PS4 blade, so I'm playing this on a fucking console like an idiot.
Dude, I'm playing this on PS4.
Listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
no,
Listen. Okay. I was like, this game is great and amazing, and I'm in love with it. This is the best video game I've ever played. I'm so horny for this. Hideo Kojima can go fuck himself. This is where I want to live. I am a space cowboy, right?
Right.
That's where I'm at. And then I walk in on Aron in the studio playing on the PC because we both needed to play it and we have a limited amount of time. So Aaron's coming here. He's coming doing the research during the day while I'm at my human job. And I take literally like 30 seconds looking at the screen. He's playing it in like 80 frames per second. It's got like screen space ambient occlusion and like ultra shadows.
Right.
And I'm like,
Goddamn.
fuck me.
Dave's stuck in Plato's cave, and I'm
It's
wandering around
so-
outside, and it's fucking incredible.
He was in an when I walked in, he was in a
I was in
he was
this
in a
dingy,
fucking dingy
basement corridor, and
it
Dave
is the
came in and
best-looking
was like,
corridor I've
"Oh
ever
my
seen."
god, can you turn around? Can you have a look at this basement?
Yo,
for me?"
it's so good looking on
Remind me
PC.
to
Like,
just not look
yeah.
at the PC version. Then.
Don't. It's gonna ruin it because I literally
Take a
like
step outside.
What happened was I was playing it inside. This is where we're at with our lives. I was playing it inside on the sofa.
Right.
And I walked into the studio to bring Aron a beer, and I looked at the screen and I went,
God damn it.
"Cool.
I'm just gonna go back to my.
I'm gonna go back to my
fucking
shitty version of this
Yeah.
game." It looks so much better. Like even the faces, like everything. So
Oh yeah,
I'm so mad at you.
it looks fantastic.
Couldn't
but
look better.
yeah, like as I've said, like my initial response to this game has been majoritively positive. I I love
That's
this game.
Software putting that.
But as a big but to this, it suffers from some of the drawbacks that most, if not all, first-person role-playing games have on the computer. Most Fallout likes suffer from the issues that this game still suffers from.
Such as.
All right. So the time-wasting mechanics is one of them. Even very little things like dialogue. You can't skip any of the dialogue on the computer at the very least.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, you can. It's
No, you
just
can't.
square on the
It's
controller.
just square on PS4.
I madly click. Clicking seems to
What's
be the
your
thing that works
use
for me.
key?
What's the use item key?
The use E.
It's probably that.
You want me to press E?
Yeah, it's probably that.
What is this game? All right, I'm gonna try it
probably
next
E.
time that
think
that
it's
I
probably
get
E.
to
It's
it.
probably
Because it took me a while to work out, but I was like, oh, it's the use object item.
I
Like
don't
key.
skip any dialogue.
Or if you muck up and you get into an interaction that you don't want to be in for the second time, and you're just like, oh my god.
No, that's
like
the
a-
world that
deal
I
with
live
it like
in.
a
That's
man,
it's like
yeah.
real life. Yeah.
Fucking bad.
I'm not loading saves. Like if
I pay attention to
yeah,
what I'm saying.
I shot the wrong person and I went, you know what, that's the world I'm living in. I'm not reloading.
And then when I got into this game, I think even in the Discord chat, I was just like, look, I'm in this for the story. I'm not in it for the combat. Like the combat is the weakest part of this game.
And wait, hang on. He's saying that playing on PC. So okay, what I will say, Benjamin, is that the PC combat is so far superior to the PlayStation. It's not even funny.
I know.
watched him
I cannot
play-
imagine the
I
hell
watched
that
it-
you guys
I
are
watched
going
him do
through.
a single firefight, and I was like, "This game's good." Wait, so okay, let me ask you this: what kind of weapons are you using?
The hunting rifle?
Okay, so I've gone with the deadly assault rifle, like the long range one, and the fuck off the vermin, the huge revolver. I just like maxed out the stats with much damage as possible, just headshots. Because the combat's not good. Did you guys read? I published an article today. You didn't read my article, I assume. Called the article I put out at Medium. That's
No,
fine.
I
It's
don't
whatever.
read
That's
your
fine. That's fine. You'll come read. That's whatever. But like, I think that's an issue, right? The combat's not good.
I think you're playing it wrong.
What do you mean?
Oh, okay.
You need to abuse time dilation.
I am.
No.
No, here's the thing.
What?
Yes.
He said the same thing, and I'm on console. It's the only thing I
Oh,
use.
time dilation is the biggest wank in this game.
No, you can't play it on console without it.
Yeah, so first of all, you can't play it on console without it.
But that's what I mean. Like that, you've
do
got
you
a
mean?
problem
What do you
with your
mean?
game if the only way you can play a game is by abusing time
Mate,
itself.
Fallout New Vegas was just VATS. What do you want?
What? You can absolutely play Fallout without.
You
VATS.
shouldn't.
That you
Sorry,
should.
Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 4 you can.
When I
'Cause
played
the
Fallout
guns
New
work.
Vegas, I installed a mod that removed inaccuracy from weapons due to a lack of perception, and I played only with sniper rifles headshots. And I also had a mod that made headshots
And
instant
lethal,
kill.
yeah.
So that's how I play New Vegas. But this game,
It's kind of how I play this game.
no, I play differently.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So I use time dilation a lot, and I use the targeting.
To see the weak points and whatnot.
Well, so like if you hit someone in the leg, they get crippled. If you hit them in the head, they get blinded.
Yeah.
Just
and
wait,
I
hang on. Just
spam
for
the
context.
shit out of companion abilities. So most of my damage and like most, so
Interesting,
like pretty
okay.
much what like my combat. If there's like 4 guys and I'm being like ambushed, I'll like time dilation. I'll pull out like my pistol because I run around with my pistol. I'll hit like 2 of the guys in the head to blind them, and then I'll like spam companion abilities on a guy I need dead.
I've never used a
And then
companion.
I've got a bunch of,
hate
I've
the
got a bunch of
companion
perks.
abilities.
I've got a bunch of perks that, like, if I get like crits or like when I get kills, it like refreshes like my time dilation and refreshes my companion abilities, so that I can keep using them. That's how I do the combat,
Sorry,
and I
so-
really like it.
Okay, interesting.
It's
that
not a
sounds fun.
first-person shooter.
No,
it's
that sounds
basically
fun.
just like a weird like
Yeah,
kind of semi-turn based.
It's just VATS, but Pavati has a hammer. What are you doing, Aron?
Well,
Like,
I'm playing this as I would a Fallout like.
just running and gunning.
with a gun.
But you
What
don't
do
need
use
a
as
run and
assault
gun
rifle?
necessarily.
gun.
Like you were looking for the situation that best fits your circumstance, and that's the thing. Like the biggest drawback as far as combat is concerned is not like the variety of weapons, like the Pokemon-esque damage type elemental system that they've
I
got
don't
running
even
around.
fuck with that, to be honest.
Like every encounter that you get to is like a checkpoint encounter.
What do you mean?
So like my experience on Monarch, right, where you follow the purple neon road through to each and every different town. And
Oh, yeah, it's
the only
just more-
encounters that you really get are people on the roads, checkpoints. You find some people out in the wilderness, but they don't stray too far from the overall spawning point.
Mm-hmm.
And I've realized now that on Monarch, the enemies do respawn over time.
Yeah.
But they respawn in the same places every time. This is something that fucking Fallout 3 got right. Where like you were walking through a world and things had their own independence, say their own agency.
Are you gonna
And
give Fallout 3 credit on this program?
I'm absolutely
Gonna
going to
do
give
anything,
Fallout
give
3
Fallout New
credit on
Vegas
this
credit.
point. Like I'm going to say that the at
I don't
least
think
the
that's what
enemies
they're
spawning.
going for. I don't think that's what they're going for. I think it's a Dark Souls 2 situation. Play it linearly, never come back.
What if let's say also that you want to sneak past every enemy in this game, right?
Yes.
Is that an option?
Yes.
That's an option.
Well,
for you.
you've
it's an
got
option.
how many points
You
of
have-
sneak do you have? Like half? You've
Yeah,
got, like,
and you
what?
also get given like Far Cry style like visibility meters.
Yeah, I've got max.
You get
hang
given
on.
a-
That's
wait,
fine.
Whoa, wait,
That's
wait,
Gucci.
hang on. Let's rewind a second because like I agree with
Like
your
sneaking
critique
in this is
to an
easier than
extent.
sneaking in like any other.
Literally,
Bethesda
it's
game.
to the point where it's almost egregious. But what I would say was, okay, let's talk. Like, how are you playing the combat? Because that's where we started. So Ben was saying that he's using the abilities. Because I want to see the different.
I
perspectives,
use every gun. I don't have a preference for guns. I don't use melee weapons. I think I think if I were to
None
play
of us
this
do.
game
It's
again,
so
I would
weird.
play
used-
it with melee and block because that might
to
add
find out.
another element of interest
used
to the
them a
combat in
bit.
this game.
Okay.
I used melee weapons a bit when I had like a really good plasma weapon, and it just like ripped to shreds like most mechanicals.
Yeah.
So whenever I fought mechanicals, and because they're a fuck around to hit their weak spot, I would
Yeah.
be like
Mm.
mechanical. I'm just gonna get my thing and just whack
Okay,
'em.
so I would
Yeah.
do. You
And
watch.
also, it's just a fuck.
I
around to
never
hit them.
use the time
Well,
dilation.
here's the thing. So
I never
you-
use time dilation. I never use companion abilities.
well, here's the, I don't even.
I don't
have-
see a point to.
I've-
What, for context, this is what I was going to ask before. What difficulty are we playing on right now?
I'm the
Normal.
second from Supernova, whatever the next one.
So you're doing the hard mode, you're doing normal.
normal, yeah.
I'm doing normal, right? I've never had an excuse to use time dilation yet.
Here's what because you're playing on a fucking computer. You can point. Here's what I'm saying.
but
no.
that
here-
says
no.
more about
Yeah, the
that's
console-
more about
You shouldn't play first-person shooters on fucking consoles. But we don't have a
there's no-
choice because we're tired men.
Get good. Get good in the console, my dude.
Here's what I would say.
I'll drop in.
so-
I'll drop into the console at some point. Maybe my second playthrough will be on
Death
the
Stranding.
console.
That's
'cause
why
I'm-
Death Stranding. And shit. So listen, here's what I was gonna say was the way that I'm playing. You watch me do a bit of it. Is I've maxed out my snake and I have a big fuck off
Yeah.
varmint that I've just like it's like jacked to the nines. So what I do is I sneak up behind someone and I go tactical time dilation, headshot, dead, out. Then I'll sneak around the corner, do the same thing. I'll just keep doing that, and then eventually I'll swap to my kind of the deadly assault rifle, and I'll be popping off headshots, and that's my strategy. Like I like to sneak around and shit. But what I would say is you can't do that on the console without the TTD because the fidelity of the controls and the frame rate is so bad that you need that shit for the game to be fun. It's not a bad thing, but clearly they've built in that VATS mechanic where it's like, okay, because the whole point of VATS in Fallout 3 is the shooting wasn't good, right?
Yeah.
And like, okay, so
And also, it was like coming from Fallout 2.
well, we played the original Fallout, and there is an aspect of that. Fallout 2 is definitely like leads into it more.
Yeah.
But like, I get where they came from, and it feels like this. They went, we don't have a license for Fallout. What's our version of it?
What's
And
that
the
version of VATS? Yeah.
The version was we can slow down time because it's not copyright infringement.
But they've also a lot, like, it's just better how they've, because with VATS, a big part of that was also like, you can be strategic with what you target. You can target the hands to like make them drop their guns, or you can target the legs to make them like stagger.
It's not
But
as
like-
strategic as the original Fallouts, where it was like you can
You
blind
aim
them or shoot their like
eyes.
foot,
Well,
or shoot their like their
like-
head to concuss them. Like there was a level of granularity to it that meant
and also the fact that they added log on like an XCOM style like fucking percentage to hit system, which always means you will miss every shot. And the fact that like they made it based on like how big the target was meant that like arms and legs had like a 30% chance to hit, and like torso and head was like normally like 80 to 95%.
But
So it's like you just spent the whole time just spending all of your AP hitting their head, so you just killed them quick. It's like there's nothing strategic about
you
it.
think this solves this
But-
because what you're hitting whatever you're
There's
pointing
no stat that affects how accurate the weapons are. Weapons
Yes,
are
there is.
No,
There's
there isn't.
weapon spread. It's accuracy.
that doesn't
Those-
affect
it's
no,
not
but
a-
again
no,
that
no.
doesn't affect TTD because TTD is where you're
And also
pointing
that's
is where
not
you hit.
that's not a stat. That's a perk.
No, he's right. This
But these are statistics that affect the game. It's not like there's
gun
like a
they're not player stats though.
no, but like your
It's not like-
gunplay.
Yeah. So
gunplay will
the
affect
guns
them.
have like inaccuracy just built into the weapon. So it's based on the weapon. It's not based on the weapon plus the player. So in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4,
No, hang on,
perception
what-
Perception
makes your
and-
gun.
and
If you have low
agility.
perception, your guns are more inaccurate.
Well,
That's-
isn't there not a spread mechanic associated with the gun type? With your
but it's based
stats?
on the no,
Just the gun.
just the gun.
Oh, interesting.
And you can
okay.
some perks can reduce it, like based on the
That
things.
you're no, because there are two separate stat systems to this game. There's the one you pick at the beginning to determine your strength, your dex, etc. And then there are the more refined skills based ones. So there's a special which I think does affect your gunplay.
talking-
I'll have to check it
like
out.
the special equivalent.
Yeah,
He
with
means, like,
strength
D-
dex,
your D&D
your
baseline stats
intelligence,
versus your
your
skills.
perception.
Is that
because
the-
and
because
your-
the leveling up is definitely your skills. That's your black dots in D&D.
Your skills
Is that
Well,
the thing at the
affect
start where it's
your-
like normal, good, trash?
Yeah.
Just that thing.
That's like your.
I don't
you're
think
like,
there's
you're
weapon
special.
recoil in there. Or I don't think there's any weapon.
I think
don't
that
think that's spread.
I'll have to double check
Double
it
check.
when I get on
But
again.
it's not-
Um,
I don't think it plays a huge part.
no, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, there
It's not
there
like-
is there, right? But like it's
So what I'm saying, and generally weapons have like a first shot accuracy, as opposed to Fallout, where you could have your first shot go at a completely 90 degree.
And
Like
if
they
you watch people doing the first sequence in Fallout 3 where
just
they have
missing.
the 10 mil,
Yeah.
and they like the reticle's red on
They're
like
point
Aron's
blank,
head,
and they're
and they
just
pull the
missing.
trigger, and the bullet goes boink.
So the
Like-
gunplay in this is better than Fallout because they've actually gone, all right, let's
Well,
do,
it's
like,
better than Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Fallout 4's gunplay
It's
is like
not-
a FPS basically.
it still
It's
doesn't.
laser pointers.
No, it's not as good though. It's not as good as this. I think this
Sorry,
is
I
better.
feel like I'm tainted because
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is
sorry.
that when you go into TDD and you hover over a leg and the leg says, hey, if you shoot right now, you will cripple it. And you pull the trigger, you get the cripple.
Yes.
As opposed to like Fallout where it's like, there's a 30% chance I hit his leg and I might cripple it.
Dice rolls.
There's no point in doing
the
it.
dice roll is the amount of damage that you're going to do crippling them.
Yeah.
Because that's like, am I going to
So I
get
think,
a
so I
crit
think in
hit?
this, like,
you
the
know.
systems like TDD. And
I agree.
Because you can't blind or cripple or maim or do any of that stuff
Without
outside
TTD.
of TDD.
Which is interesting because it but then the complication is the weapons have their own special properties. So if you with say for instance the vermin, it's got the knockback ability, which knocks people on their ass if you hit them within a certain range, versus like the execute ability of say and that works regardless of whether you're in TTD. However, with say like the assault, the deadly rifle I'm using, that has the ability of execute, which only works in TTD, whereas the vermin's ability works regardless. Like it's about distance. So there's like this unclear set of rules around, will this ability work if I'm using TTD or not? And I know it's a weapon to weapon thing.
Time dilation, then there's targeting.
It's
there's
targeted. It's tactical time.
Tactical time dilation.
TTT.
Right.
TT.
And then there's TTD targeting.
Well, yeah,
which is where you hit the leg.
TTDT. But I guess my point there is like it doesn't seem to be a clear delineation between okay, this gun has this special ability that works just when you use it versus when it's in that slow-mo version versus okay, in previous games like okay, so you pick up a think of Fallout 3. There's a rubber band gun that you pick up that shoots poison darts that cripples legs, right? And the ability that weapon has is irregardless of whether you use VATS. It just is the gun that you have.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm confused. I'm like, okay, so there's a hammer that I picked up that when you use it in TTD, it has a different effect than when you use it in just like regular combat.
Using melee and TTD would suck.
It's okay. Honestly, like I've done it twice. It's pretty okay. Because you move the same speed and everyone else slows down. I guess my point there is like the combat's not good in a way that feels good. However,
I'll tell you why it isn't good. I'll tell you why it isn't good because it's
just fun.
From the get go, it accommodates all styles of play rather than getting you to spec into one style of playthrough.
So I think it's fine.
No, it's awful.
What do you mean?
It's
what
like
do you mean?
It sucks. Okay, so
what style do you think they're going for?
So like let's use our Fallout example, right? Like with VATS. Like if you want to do a VATS playthrough, there are perks that you can take up to buff your VATS in order to do that playthrough.
There are time
right?
dilation perks.
Yeah, but who the fuck wants them, right? Like I
want them.
No. Like that's the thing.
This is such an issue because we're playing on different platforms. It's the only fun way to play it on a fucking console.
So like when I
played,
a
different game.
So when I played Bioshock Infinite, I used the carbine and that's it. I used nothing else.
I used the hand cannon and the
literally all I used was a carbine.
Wait, do you mean carbine?
Carbine. It's the same thing.
It's
so, like,
not.
They are the same thing.
A carbine is like, okay, all right, pal. But like, no, I use the carbine and the hand cannon. I'm with you.
And like, you know, all of those buffs where it's like, if you swap weapons, you'll get buffs, or if you can use things and use weapons at the same time, you get like buffs.
I'm with
I
you.
did none of that. I just shot people in the head.
Yeah.
And I was like, this combat's great. And everyone's like, the combat's kind of average. I was like,
good.
are you kidding me? It's great.
It's fun.
I feel like we're having a similar thing here. I really like time dilation.
I just think that. See, okay. Let's not dwell on that. Let's
because
shelve the
combat.
combat.
Because again,
Let's
like this. Here's
shelve
the thing.
combat.
This is 1% of what makes this game.
Yeah, okay,
right?
I agree with you.
Unfortunately, it is about fucking 75% of what you were doing at any given time.
Let's park the combat because
Park the combat.
This park
This
the
is
combat
something
because
to resolve at the end.
Because I think while the combat, it's not great. There's like a few things for me that I think that like, so this game has a real focus on like doing like buffing up your roleplay skills.
Yeah.
And like you using things like persuasion and like lying to like get out of combat.
yes,
It's quite encouraged partly because the combat's good bit shit. And also because you still get experience when you lie.
so it's more interesting. Okay. Can we talk about that?
Let me answer my other two questions.
What
real
are
quick,
they?
because I still haven't done that. What
Okay.
character I'm playing,
your
and what my
joke.
We're still
favorite
really
joke
started.
has
Yeah,
been.
okay. What character are you playing?
So
And what's
I'm
your favorite theme?
So I'm bringing the spirit of capitalism back to the system.
I'm gonna,
already
I'm
there.
gonna get.
It's
another
not
beer.
there.
Do you
No.
want another beer?
There's
The
disunity.
spirit of like what KFC capitalism. Where's David going?
David's gonna go grab another beer. I'll do this on the stream for our viewers. Dave doesn't have. Yeah, I've talked Dave's
doesn't
ear
matter.
off about this. Enough.
I won't pay attention. I'll just. message me on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm restoring the spirit of capitalism to the system. I expect heavy weapons.
Sure.
And I expect dialogue options and tech and nothing else.
It's the best way to play this game.
That's wild. I like because I haven't put a single point in a sneak.
Neither.
I haven't done anything in melee
Neither.
weapons.
Neither.
And I'm just only now, through sheer desperation of not knowing what to do with my pack points, putting them into inspiration because I always have my companions there with me.
Inspiration and determination. So the thing is, you can use things like determination and inspiration in dialogue.
Yes.
There are opportunities where you can still use even you can use like, you know, there are points where you use non-dialogue skills as dialogue options.
Yeah, it's got that wonderful
Like medical
Fallout New
hacking,
Vegas
medical hacking and science all
and
even
Fallout,
though they're
Fallout,
still worldy kind of
like,
things.
quality
Isn't
to
like
it.
the mechanical issue with that is that you get extra experience for using those things.
Yeah.
So there is an incentive. And also, so you were playing a character that you were describing to me where you don't bribe or lie.
Yep.
But there is an incentive
To bribe and
mechanically
lie.
built into the game to use your skills because you get experience.
You don't get experience for bribing.
Well,
You do.
You just
but,
lose.
so
You do.
I don't think you do.
You do.
I think you just lose money.
regardless. But
So
like,
I got the fucking caffeinoids from old lady doctor who asks way too many questions.
regardless.
She's a pharmacist. Have you been to a pharmacy before? They fucking ask you so many questions. Have you used this before?
Yeah, they're like,
Are these for you?
Do you cook meth? Like, regardless, the point I was making was one of the things about New Vegas, and particularly like the early Fallouts that was interesting, is it was unclear. Like, you had to work out contextually the answers you were giving were based on your stats. That was so.
They didn't tell you what the stats
Yeah,
were.
the dice rolled in the background and said, okay, you have a high enough medical skill that you have this dialogue option. We're not going to tell you it's a medical one. It just is available to you, so you can play an entire game of that game without, like, you can be shit at guns and shit at medical, and you can miss like half the dialogue options. Then when you play it again, you're like, oh, like I know about the stuff, I can talk about it. I think the issue is there is an incentivization to dump all your stats into dialogue, which is not a bad thing. But because it levels you up quicker, like that's a weird disconnect. Because the whole point of incentivizing you to invest in those skills is so that you can have more interesting interactions and you can be a more interesting character. That seems to kind of clash against the role-playing aspects of it, because then you're saying you get more XP because it's a fucking video game, dog.
It
Do you want
does.
a bigger gun? Do you want more perks? Do you want to level up more? You
But
idiot.
I think-
Like, it's so
But
patronizing.
I don't think there's an issue with getting a lot of EXP because of the way that the skill allocation works.
I have no issue with getting more XP, but if you're incentivized to make a dialogue decision because you get more buko bucks, whatever, like whatever the fuck
but if
you
the
call it.
alternative is I'm gonna have to fight my way through this,
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
No.
saying take off the
No,
XP
no, no, no.
thing. Take off the
Yeah.
display that says,
Exactly.
you know, persuade or lie.
Oh.
or,
Oh, you wanna
I'm
get
just
rid
saying
of
take
that.
away
No.
medical. So that, and you have to,
what? No,
Wait,
no,
wait.
Whoa, hang
Hold
on
your
a minute.
horses.
Wait,
Hold
okay,
your
so
horses.
first of all,
First of you like part of what your suggestion you made is correct. Take away the XP incentive.
No.
And just leave the options that you get
I'm
for
saying take away
accruing the
both.
skills.
No, I'm saying take away both. I'm saying take away the XP and the thing that says medical.
No,
Because if
keep
it's
that.
a fucking medical call, you should be able to fucking work it out from the way it's written.
No.
So
No.
Okay, sorry, I'm wrong.
Because
no,
it-
you know
like,
what? You actually, this is
You
two know
deserve
better than me
deserve
on
to
this.
be rewarded for having insider knowledge. You don't deserve to be rewarded for picking the option.
Okay.
and also it means that
I agree.
when you
Yeah.
see something that says like persuasion 50 or like even like persuasion like 75 and you have like a companion that's buffing your persuasion, you're like, oh my god, this is a fucking ruse. Like, I cannot believe I'm gonna get away with this ridiculous. It's funny when it's like a lie. It's like a lie.
Some of them
80.
are real ball-faced.
And you're like, how's this gonna work? And because the game doesn't do rolls based on
yes.
things, it just says you will use the skill, it will work.
Yeah.
When you're given like a list of like 3 things, you're just like, all of these will work. Some of them will do different things, but all of them will work. Which ones? Like, what do I want to do? It removes that.
That's why I want to get rid of the XP. I would also get rid of...
What? Why? What does
No.
that have to do with anything?
Okay, so
Okay, because
Like, imagine about choice here.
yeah, no, I'm saying choice. What it incentivizes is when there is a skill attached to it, you're more likely to choose it because it gives you XP.
yeah.
I don't.
You are
so.
too good at game. No, here's the thing. You are too good at
No,
video
because
games.
I still think-
No, what do you mean?
Because there are some times where I've had options where it's like, here are your options. A bunch of these are persuade and lie, and I've gone, nah, I'm gonna choose.
Yeah,
the one
there are
that's just
some
nothing.
times, but 99% of this, the easiest option is it's going to get me further in the game. I might as well pick it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
worried. Is the complacency of, you know what? Fucking. Well,
But
I might
I
as well
think
use
that-
the
I
lie.
think the tricky thing is-
oftentimes the option when you say I'm not like the option that doesn't have anything attached to it is normally the option that means I'm going to solve this outside of dialogue. And if you're doing a build that's heavily dialogue focused, like my build is, I don't have much outside of dialogue.
Dog,
I'm going to take what I get.
Dog, we're with you. I don't think that's not the issue.
When
we're
I'm given the option where it's just like, you can persuade, you can lie, or you can try to figure out outer world, most of the time I'm going to be like, I'm just going to fucking lie
pick
my
one of
way
those
out
options. I'm with you.
But
like, yeah,
if you know, and this is like quest design, if there's been like a tip off when someone's like, oh, if you do this, or if you go here and do this, you can do this instead, I'll be like, oh, maybe I won't take the persuade because I know that'll break me past the point where I can do this. I'll just say, yeah, whatever, fucking I can't get past this, and I'll run off and do something.
But it sounds
like it gives you choice. Like the icon there tells you, hey, this is gonna progress. This is gonna progress you through the quest because it's a skill that you're using.
That's not how we play games. I agree. You're right. I think that's how most people play games. That's not how I play games. I play games being like, what do I feel like doing right now as this character? Like, I'm with, like, I totally...
Well, then play it on PC and mod them away. I don't know.
Listen.
Fucking fix the game if you want.
Listen. I totally agree. I'm with you. That makes total sense to me. That is not how I play video games. I play video games like... I play these video games specifically. Role-playing. Where I'm like, I am this character. What would this character do? The problem is, in the moments where you're not actively being like, I am role-playing... The thing that happens because you're playing a fucking video game is your brain goes, where's the dopamine hit? It's the thing that gets me the XP. No, all I'm saying is that is how most people play games. So all I'm saying is...
I think the difference with me is that I don't actually care about the XP.
I know! The problem is my fucking dumb ape brain is like, I need to get to level 20 because Aron beat me there. Like, my ape brain is so angry. So I'm with you. I totally get it.
When Aron told me he was at level 20, I was just like, oh, that's pretty far through until I realized I'm at like level 28.
Yeah, well, I was at 28 and then I lost all my saves. I don't want to get into it. But I just don't want to get into it. The other thing I would suggest is, on my tangent of like getting rid of shit, is get rid of every fucking now and then, so infrequently, there'll be a dialogue option with a lock on it that you can't access. Have you seen those?
That I don't like because that does then incentivize you to then go, oh, I'm going to game this.
It's like the opposite of
I've actually got it where I'm literally, I'm about to go home and I'm about to run off and get a different companion because I know there's an option I can use.
Yeah.
It breaks the immersion so hard.
And like part of that concession is you're never going to fail a dialogue option. But then they've just on top of it, we're going to show you the ones you aren't able to do.
That's annoying to me because one of the cool things about, like, I was thinking about like Wacky Wasteland as a perk and like New Vegas.
Yeah.
That gives you some dope extra options. But if you're playing the regular base game and they showed them as locked,
it'd be weird.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like, if your character isn't thinking of saying it, you shouldn't see it on the screen.
And also in Fallout, if generally when it's just like medical and then it's like some dumb shit, you're like, my medical's not high enough.
I think, look, I don't like it because you obviously see at the time and you go, oh man, that's such a cool thing to say. I wish I could say that right now. I've seen like lies at like skill level 100 and gone, fuck, I would lie right now just to say that. And I like it because it incentivizes replayability. But
at the expense of your current experience. Do you not feel that?
You've made decisions up until that point that you think your character would make, and that your character has developed along the road. Like, I can't get angry that there's a hack skill at 75 that is really cool for me to mention. I haven't put a bunch of points.
I know the difference between you guys and me when it comes to role playing. So when you guys were talking about like what you do and don't do, I will do anything as long as it fits, as long as it furthers the goal that I'm trying to pursue. And like I base my character based on like the overarching decisions I make.
Yeah.
So if there's like a character who's just like, I want you to do this, and another character's like, do this instead, they'll be like, I'll decide between those two, and then just like whatever I need to do to actually do it, I'll fucking do anything. I'll hack, I'll lie, I'll lockpick. So like, for me, when I see an option, I'm thinking, is this...
What's the outcome?
It's not a case of would my character lie. It's would my character say that specific thing to it. Because I know what it's going to achieve because I can read it. I can see what they're going to say. Fallout 4. So it's like, I know... So
hey,
it's like,
can I not have a sarcastic option? Thanks,
like,
guys.
I know what they're going to say. I know what the outcome's probably going to be. It's like, do I want that as a character? As I think with you guys are like, I don't want to lie. Or like, I don't want to hack.
It's creating parameters. I think the difference is you're going, what's my outcome? We're saying, what am I restricted by?
Yeah. What
Which is
wouldn't I
it's
do? What?
fucking
Yeah.
I think that's the
fascinating.
difference.
I think it's because we play too much D&D. Our brains are broken. Like our
Maybe,
brains-
Yeah, like,
in
honestly,
D&D you are restricted by your abilities, whereas in this, because of the companions especially,
because it's a fucking
Yeah.
video game.
you'd be like, that's why I'm gonna go get this companion,
Well,
because this option
Yeah.
that I see locked out, I want to do that because it'll achieve my goals. I know how to achieve it. I'm gonna go get my
Whereas-
You can
well-
cycle back through those kind of personas, though. Like, you can be the captain, right? Who knows that there is a goal that you need to achieve in order to fulfill your own personal
Well, the thing is,
personal
like,
goals.
some quests,
And then there's what
you
you would do.
They will
on the
tell you
ground
ahead
level.
of time, like, what to expect.
The Monarch story
Big
quest
quest.
is a good
Yeah,
example.
she
of
literally
that.
tells you, like, you'll need a hacker, or you'll need a this, or you'll need a that.
And I
there's
brought
literally
both of
options
them.
where it's just like, oh, this person will be useful. This person will
Yeah.
be useful.
Favorite joke.
Still, we haven't
We're
even
here for
started.
40 minutes.
40
We
minutes.
haven't
Fine.
technically
We
We
It's
still
finished
haven't
the
finished this.
Adam,
Favorite joke.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Thank God we're doing this now, because could you imagine next week's episode if we hadn't done this?
We would be here for hours.
Literally like
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
There's gonna
yeah.
be like a post show next week as well. Like
Yeah.
favorite joke.
So
I think
far.
it's a toss up between two of them. First one is when you go to visit Sam for the second time.
Sam the robot.
Sam the robot,
Yes.
and you haven't powered him up. You haven't gotten the acid modification
Oh,
for
I
him
only,
yet.
I only talked to him once, so I'm intrigued.
That's good.
There is an option to just scream at the top of your lungs to him.
Oh my
Um,
God.
what? And
You're
then
like trying my
you
God.
scream and there's no response, right? And then once you put the acid mod in, you have the option of screaming at him again. And I did it, and like he has this dialogue bit where it's just like, like not recognized, the order of, and then he screams at the top of his lungs back at you. It was so silly, and like I loved it because like I love the dynamic between again like the character that I am out on the planet, the character that I am back at home, where like I'm just like I'm gonna listen to you guys tell me about your cereals, even though I am the most cold-hearted capitalist. I'm gonna ruin your lives.
Yeah.
I'm okay. My hope for the future of the series, we'll talk to probably later on, is that my consequences do have actions eventually.
We'll see how the game ends.
Do you have
but-
actions do have consequences?
Yeah.
I should say. The other joke is one that I just stumbled upon, and it's when you rescue Huxley from a trapped like being trapped in a room
Yeah.
in Monarch, and she goes, "Oh my God, I hear boots. Wait, can raptors wear boots?"
yeah.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
and you
you're like-
smell like a raptor,
Yeah.
and she
Yes.
goes, "Ah!"
Fuck, that's funny. You're all right. That's a good one.
There's a lot of really goofy, absurd stuff
Yeah.
that comes down, and to me, this is why I found it really interesting. You were talking about it as like the spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas.
So much funnier,
earlier.
though.
It's funnier, and I actually think it's like the anti Fallout. Like they've done everything in their power to distance themselves tonally from the series.
I would
Yes.
only say in the I would say in the sense from Fallout 4, because it's like the Western stuff is still there.
Well, the Western
Spaghetti
stuff is still
Western,
there.
like
Yeah,
the-
only I don't know. I don't think there's much spaghetti western there. I think this is something else. This is like this is more along the lines of Borderlands, where it's like
Yep.
it's like a
Yep.
satirical take at like Borderlands isn't specifically capitalism. It's like society.
there's threads of that.
Yeah, but this is so specifically like capitalism. Like it's not even funny.
It's kind of what we'll talk about
Like
next week. when we
there's like
finish
one
it,
of
but-
the plans, which are like I feel like is one of the sort of like the big end game plans, which I won't spoil, but I'll be coy about, is so ridiculous, like so obscene. And like the way you get exposed to it is also just equally fucking stupid. That it's just like, okay, yeah, this is you know how there's like Fallout quests which are like wacky and ridiculous and they take like 10 minutes and they're done. This is like that's the main quest. It's just
Fuck.
fucking stupid.
I mean, the whole game's a bit like that.
Yeah.
What
we-
what
can
were
we-
the 3 categories? I haven't done my thing yet.
Character.
What,
Yeah.
whether
What
you
you
like the
think.
game,
Okay.
Yeah.
what
Your
character you're
character.
playing, your
Yeah.
favorite
Favorite
jokes.
joke.
So
I think
far.
it's at that point I like the game a lot.
Yeah, I think we've gone through.
It's
that.
my.
Let's go to your character.
It's
we'll
like
skip that one.
I want to marry the game. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying before, like I'm playing this like kind of sneak assassin type who doesn't reveal their identity. It's become really problematic to have to kill people for that because the game sometimes. This is what I was like. The game sometimes lets me do that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it makes me say my name. Yeah. And I'm like, great, I have to kill this person.
Yeah.
So I do, and it creates other problems. So it's been interesting. Like, it's interesting having to grapple with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've got like max out sneaks. I'll sneak up behind someone, pull out my giant Glock. You watched it. I'll just like
I watched it. Yeah.
bang them in the back of the head, and then sneak up and do something else. Favorite joke has to be I did the whole on Monarch. You go to the satellite array where the radio station is. Have you been through that?
I've been to the relay. I haven't.
Okay, so I won't spoil anything. But so I did the whole quest, and I went. There's an option where the guide that you take, she goes, you can go left through the road or up this very dangerous mountain path. And I went, I'm a baller. I'm dangerous path, right? She goes, everyone here has died. I killed all the monsters, and I went through this kind of back alley, and I skipped this area, right? There's a group of people you meet. So I went on my merry way, finished the area, literally finished Monarch. Yeah. And there was a quest where it was like, hey, you need to go to this house and pick something up. And I was like, all right. Didn't know there was a house there. So I've trundled down the mountain and I've come across these 3 dudes who are like C3 compliance people.
God, yes. I love this.
But what's happened is I've walked up to them and they've been like, yo, listen,
We have to
dog.
kill you.
No, they've been like, yo, listen, dog, we're here to like monitor the tunnels. Did you come from the fucking tunnels? And I'm like, nah, I didn't come from the fucking tunnels. And they're like, sweet, because we're gonna have to shoot you. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And they're like, yo, that fucking station up the top of the hill, it's fucked. We gotta go up there and whack some fucking monsters and shit. And I've got lesser guys. Don't worry about it. Like it's fine. I've done it. And they went, we don't have. They go, we don't have wasn't in our contract if a third party does it. And literally, like these 2 dudes go, wasn't in the contract. What do we fucking do? And this chick goes, I don't know if we can ship home. And the other guy goes, what do you mean? And she goes, what do we do? And I'm like, yo, just fuck off, tell them you did it, right? And just give me some fucking coin.
Do you know, so my interaction with those guys.
Yeah, okay.
I went up the path and I met them and I was actually planning, like I hadn't cleared them out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I found like this forward base that they had where there was 2 of them and they're like, where'd you come from? And I was like, I just came up the mountain. They're like, good. I was like, weird.
Well, because of the tunnel thing.
Because it's tunnel. And
they
they're
have
like,
to kill you if you come from the
like,
tunnels.
I was like, do you wanna? I was like, well, I'm gonna go in there. They're like, no, I can't do that. I was like, why? I was just like, we've got a covenant. I was like, do you want to help? And they're like, you got to talk to our boss. So I went down, and they're like,
what?
So I went down.
Is this
to
like
them.
a quest?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. And they're
Oh my
like,
God.
oh, our boss is in the cave. He like went in there because he wanted to clear it out himself because we got to clear out the caves. And I was like, they're like, did you come from the caves? I was like, no. I was like, good, because we'd have to kill you. It's in our contract.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Funny, yeah.
My favorite line. This isn't my favorite joke in the thing, but like they have this line where it's just like, they're like, oh, we're hoping our captain comes back from the cave. And I was just like, what? You're going to shoot him when he comes out? Because he came from the cave.
And then they were like, wait.
no, it doesn't. They're like, no, it doesn't apply to C3 employees. And I was just like, oh, okay, then. They're like, we just got to wait here. Like, we can't help you out. And I was just like, what if I go like find your boss? Because it's been a while. And they were like, yeah, but we'd have to kill you when you come back.
Right?
And I was like, do you want to?
So good.
And the funny thing is, I was just like, there was like an option which I thought was stupid. I was just like, I don't know, make me an honorary C3 member.
Did they?
And I was like, I said that, and he's just like, deal, go, do it. And I was like, oh, okay.
My favorite joke
Like
in this
their
game
contract
is
is just like they're so bound by their contract. But
Yeah.
as soon as you go outside it, they're like, yeah, cool, awesome, go do that.
But like I love the because I work in HR, so like 90% of my living
that
life is
shit.
like bureaucracy.
Yeah.
There was some jokes like when I was trying to think of where I was. I think it was in Edgewater where they were like talking about like compliance and stuff, and I was literally like I was dying.
Just
so
like,
like my partner's with me, and she works in HR too, and she's like, what the actual fuck is going? Like it was I was like crying with laughter with some of the shit they were saying. Where they're like, oh no, well, you know, the contract is for so one of them was like, when you go to Edgewater and they're like, listen, we have a contract with Space's Choice.
Yeah.
Space's Choice. And they give you a tagline or whatever.
It's
Not
not
the
the
best
best
choice.
choice.
It's
It's
Space's
choice.
choice.
There's this
All
fucking
the slogans are so bad.
Yeah.
You think about them for a while, we're like,
yeah, it's terrible.
yeah.
There's a line that Pavati has where she's like, we're not putting tuna in the fucking play it anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I'm like, what are they putting in it? And like, I spent the whole of the rest of the game being like, what are they putting in it? And like, there's no answer. Like, it's just not it's just not designed for that.
I have an inkling
just-
it's sprat meat.
Well,
I have an
if you let
inkling.
Adelaide take over, maybe it isn't. But the point though is, there's a
human.
conversation that I had with a dock worker where I needed to get into a room. Like, there was some side quest I was doing, and he goes, "Oh, listen, like the machine's down today, dog. I don't have to tell you, you can't get through this door." And I was like, "Well, you know, I'm a Spacer's Choice fan. Like, let me through." And he went, "Oh, you're a Spacer's Choice fan? No choice, like space, whatever the tagline is."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "But I have to check with my supervisor." And I'm like, "That's cool, dog." So he goes, "You know what? I'll call him. I'll call him over." So I'm like, "Yeah, go for it." He's like, "I'll call the foreman." So the foreman comes over, and the foreman goes, "Yeah, you don't work for Spacer's Choice. You can't go through there." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I need to, see this thing for whatever the guy that runs the thing." She goes, "I've Reed asked for it. Do you have these release papers?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have those release papers." She goes, "Just go to the office, get them from the PA." And I'm like, "Cool." So I like, fuck off, get the PA, come back. And he goes, "Cool. You need to get these signed by the executive officer." And I'm like, "Oh, where's she in?" She's like, "Oh, she's in the next town over." So I go get the, and I come back, and she goes, "Oh, but you don't have the stamp." I'm like, "The what?" And she's like, "The stamp from Reed." And I'm like, "Oh," and she goes, "Get the stamp for us." So I get the stamp. I come back, and she goes, "Oh, I'm like, "What?" So she goes, And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Well, the names on this are wrong." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, the authorizing officers are wrong." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, the order's wrong. You have to do it all again." And I'm like literally crying because like it's my job. I'm like, I'm dying. She's like, "You gotta start again." I'm like, "You know what? I don't need to get into that fucking room. I'm good." Like I was like,
You were gonna
me.
die at this later quest, which I'm gonna be very coy about, which is very similar but very funny.
I was like, that is so bureaucracy to be like, "You did the whole form, but the names are wrong. They're in the wrong order." Like I fucking died. This video game is very good.
Can we talk about the fact that there's no romancing this? I tweeted about this, and I need to.
No, we're covering the episode. I've got a whole topic on it. I think we need to talk about it in the episode. I don't want to spoil it now. I don't know.
It's incisive.
In the episode.
In the
In
episode,
because he disagrees.
Yeah,
But
you disagree. Okay.
look at his face. Look at that guy's face. He disagrees.
Okay.
We'll talk about
we'll
it.
we'll do it.
We'll talk about it in the real
He
shit.
wants to
We're
fuck
getting
the
the shit
robot.
about it.
He wants to fuck the robot. Do you guys have any closing?
Oh my god! I'm so keen to play more
Go
of it.
play this game.
I want
It's
to play
so
it right
good.
now.
Play this game.
I might actually buy it on PC and
You need
start
to.
making mods because there's a few like quality of life things that I really want to do. One big thing, you guys are all going to agree. If you like a menu where you can be like, if I pick up gear that has a less DPS or less armor rating than this value, immediately turn it into parts.
So-
Immediately junk it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
just immediately junk it.
Yeah.
And you can change it. You
yeah.
can be like, if I'm picking up, because you kind of need the junk, but you don't want to have to pick up the gear to junk it.
We should talk about the bartering system in this.
How it's fucking shit.
It's shit house, but when
There's a lot
we've
of busy
beaten
work
the
in this game, but I mean, like
It's better than New Vegas.
It's worth it for the writing. Like
don't
it's
know.
honestly worth it for the
I don't know
writing.
about that.
Oh, God, okay.
I don't know
like
about that.
like you can get around the combat whatever with like dialogue options whatever. It's worth it for the writing. The writing in this game is phenomenal.
Look, this
Yes.
game is incredible.
Yes.
None of us disagree about
No,
that.
no one's no one's poo-pooing the writing here.
You're just poo-pooing the combat.
poo-pooing the combat and
All right, that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
My thoughts.
PC fucking Master Race, mate. Tell you,
Get through this. I
tell you fucking what.
really need a fucking piss.
Ben's got a piss. We need to wrap this up.
get this game. Have a lot of fun. If you like goofy adventures, do it. But be aware that the bartering system
Fuck.
is a mess.
Right.
Be aware that
Oh my
the combat
God.
is
Oh
not
my
the best
God.
in the world.
We have to
Fine.
go. We have to leave.
All right, David, your thoughts.
Yo, okay, if you like New Vegas and you're like, man, I wish video games
you
were
like New
better.
Vegas, you'll
and
like
you didn't,
this,
You didn't,
yeah.
If you didn't like
yeah.
Fallout 4, you'll like this.
Yes.
It's if you're younger and you like action games, you'll fucking hate it.
If you-
That's fine. This
If
isn't
you
for
like
you. This is
satire writing.
this is for if you're old and you can't take too many bullets in your face.
Ironically or unironically tweet "Eat the Rich" on a weekly basis. This game's for you.
As long as you don't mean
Or
literally.
if you're a
You can literally
capitalist.
eat the rich if you want.
Dirty
Well, you can't
fucking
be a cannibal,
scumbag
so-
capitalist. You'll love this game as well.
Yeah, this game is good though.
There are some cannibals.
Check out this
one.
video game. There are. I
Yeah,
met them.
that mission sucked.
Next time on
Well, hey,
Dragon Ball
listen,
Z.
We don't have an ending for this. Thanks for listening or watching. Sorry, Adam. Bye. Ben's got a piss. So
Love you,
bad.
Adam.
I don't.
Alright.